y'all, it's Nisha here, and I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be like a deep condition chit chat, get to know me. So I just wanted to be relatable and let y'all get to know me personally and more things about my hair as well. But before we get into the video, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're there you might as well go ahead and hit the notification button. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday, except for last Saturday I didn't have a video, but for the most part I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, so if you hit that notification bell you won't miss an upload from me. So I had asked in previous videos and also on Instagram for you all to ask me any questions, personal or hair related. So I'm going to be answering those and also giving y'all a little bonus information that you may not have necessarily asked about, but I want to share with you anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the video. So I've already washed my hair. I actually did a pre-poo, which I don't do too often anymore, but it's been 2 weeks since I did my hair, and I was not about to just go straight into washing my hair without properly detangling my hair. So I pre-pooed, shampooed, all that good stuff. I'll have the products that I use linked down below. So the conditioner that I'm using today is by Camille Rose, and it's the Buriti Nectar Repair Cholesterol Treatment. And I've heard really good things about this. It's supposed to be good for dry, brittle, and lifeless textured hair. And with me going 2 weeks without doing anything to my hair, I feel like this would be a good little treatment. Hopefully, we'll see when I try it out. But I was also intrigued because I previously used the protein treatment from them and I really liked it. And as you can see, it is empty. I used all of it. I really liked it, so figured I would pick this one up. And when I say deep condition with me, like, by all means watch this video, and if it's wash day for you, go ahead and whip out your deep conditioner and let's deep condition together. All right, y'all, so I know I say this in the beginning of all my videos. Ooh, sorry, I got distracted. This feels really good, has a lot of slip. But anyways, I know I say this in the beginning of all my videos, but hi. My name is Nisha. My last name is Eberhardt. That's where the NJ Eberhardt comes from, my YouTube channel name. Obviously J is my middle initial. I am 27 years old. Just had a birthday last month in February. So if I was born in February, that means I'm either an Aquarius or a Pisces. So I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to guess before I tell y'all. Alright, you good? You got your answer? Okay. So I'm actually an Aquarius. And to be quite honest, I can't even tell you like the traits of an Aquarius zodiac sign. But every time I read it, I be like, that's me. That is me. I am from Lawrenceville, Georgia. I am a Georgia peach, born and raised. My whole family is from here. Georgia is all that I know. As far as like living wise, this is all that I know. I've never lived anywhere else. I've only lived in Georgia. And if you're wondering like where is Lawrenceville, it's like 30 minutes northeast of Atlanta. In fact, if y'all are Migos fans, when they talk about North Side,
we from the north, yeah, that way. No,
that is where I am from. That is where I am from. I have a gang of siblings. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. They're all older than me, so I am the baby of the family. And I got a gang of nieces and nephews. I can't tell you how many right now off the top of my head. I just know that I have a lot, and I love them very much. Me and my family were really tight. None of my family, like I said, none of my family really ventures out and really moves and lives anywhere but Georgia. So I grew up around family like literally just around just all the time. I'm putting a little bit of coconut oil on top just because I feel like my hair needs the extra love. I will probably revisit some other facts about me, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of you all's questions that you asked. On one of my videos, Mafari Creates, which I hope I am saying your name right, I apologize if I'm not, she asked me how long have I been natural. So that's something I gotta think about. Because it's been a little bit of time. I got my last relaxer May of 2014, and I remember because that's also the year that I graduated from college, and I got a relaxer right before I graduated. So then later down the line, I decided that I wanted to go natural. And so what my goal was I was going to transition for the rest of 2014 and all of 2015, and then January 1st, 2016, I was gonna do the big chop. Just because I wasn't brave enough to like shave my head. I actually had a friend who did, and kudos to her, but I got a big head. So I was like, I'm not shaving my head. I'm going to grow out my hair and get to a length that I'm comfortable with, and then I will chop it off. Well, your girl did not like fooling around with two textures. So July 2015, so I still had the rest of 2015 was my goal to transition, but July 2015 came and I said, I'm over this. And I literally just took some scissors and started cutting my hair, cutting my relaxed hair off. But how long does that make? That makes me like being fully natural. I would say that makes almost 4 years. So it'll be 4 years this July. Rachel M. also, she left a gang of questions. The first question is, have you been natural all your life? And if not, why did you decide to go natural? So I already kind of answered this. I have not been natural my whole life. I was natural up until 3rd grade. 3rd grade is when I got my first relaxer. So growing up, I always had a really long, thick hair. When I got like a little bit older, like when I was in school, I started getting it straightened a lot, you know, like old school straightened, like with the hot comb, like 2 hot combs, which I never understood why my hairdresser used 2 hot combs. Like for those of you who got your hair straightened as a kid, did your hairdresser like use 2 hot combs, or was that just mine? But anyways, I used to get it pressed, and then of course, like I'm a kid, I play, it gets puffy, and then my mom would straighten it. So my hair was just getting constantly straightened to the point where my hair was just like, nah bro, like I can't take this. And it just started just like not falling out, but just breaking off really bad. And I remember my aunt told me that one day she picked me up from the hairdresser, and basically the hairdresser just had my hair that broke off just in a bag, and she was crying, saying she was sorry, didn't know what was going on. So yeah, straightening my hair really like effed up my hair. 3rd grade, begged my mom to get a relaxer because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have to like get my hair straightened as much, it'll be easier to manage, blah 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 blah. And everybody else had a relaxer, so I wanted to be like everybody else. Little did I know that relaxers burn your scalp if you scratch. Like, and also I didn't know that they were really bad for your hair. Like I didn't know this at the time. So 3rd grade, got a relaxer, and then my hair just always kind of stayed at the same length until about my senior year in high school. I started to like take care of my hair like myself a little better, like in between visits to the hair salon. I used to go every 2 weeks with my mom religiously, and then it started to grow a little bit and I got a little length, and I was like, okay, my hair was like pretty healthy, or as healthy as it can be with it being relaxed. And then I started finding like YouTube videos and all that good stuff. You Love Megs, Tracy Simmons from Kiss. I watched their videos and a bunch of other people's videos in order to learn how to take better care of my relaxed hair, and I got to the point where like it was growing and it was flourishing, but I always had some sort of setback where if I just like slacked on my regimen or whatever, then my hair would have a setback. And I was just tired of setbacks, and I was also tired of getting relaxers. I hated the whole relaxer process. And also I had a few friends at the time who had gone natural as well, and I saw how like healthy and thick their hair was, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go natural. So my sophomore year of college, I decided, you know, I'm gonna go natural. That's what I'm gonna do. I lasted about 16 weeks, so 4 months. And then I did not like dealing with the two textures, and so then I slapped a relaxer back into my hair and was like, maybe I'll try this again, but right now I'm not going to. When I graduated from college, that's when I really was like, okay, I really want to go natural. And another reason why I went natural is I was watching Natural 85's videos when I was still relaxed, and I was just like, oh my gosh, her hair is so beautiful. I wasn't too familiar with what my hair pattern would be, but I felt like my hair pattern was gonna be like hers, and so like seeing her just like encouraged me to go natural. That is why I went natural. Just my hair just was not flourishing like how I wanted it to when it was relaxed. And later along the line, I realized how bad relaxers were for your hair. Rachel's second question is, how often do I straighten my hair? When I first went natural, it took me a while to straighten my hair, and I straightened it mainly because that was the first time I had like a proper trim. I really straightened it to get it trimmed. And then I straightened it again maybe like a year later, which was, I believe, like around September 2016, I think. And I have not like straightened my hair since then. Like I've blown it out in order to do trims, but as far as like flat ironing and straightening it, I have not done that since September of 2016, so it's been quite some time. I like the versatility of natural hair. I like my hair curly, I like when it's straight, but I think I prefer when it's curly. When you have natural hair and you don't straighten your hair very often, whenever you do, it's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of maintenance. You can't sweat, so I'm not working out because my hair is gonna puff up. When you go out in the rain, or if it's humid outside, and it's very humid here in Georgia, you gotta deal with that. Also, when I would wash my face, I'd have to be really careful not to get close to my edges. As y'all can see, there's not a lot of space in between like my eyebrow and where my hairline starts. When I'm in the shower, I gotta be careful. It's just a lot. And so that's why I haven't straightened my hair in such a long time. But I'm thinking about straightening it and getting a really good trim like the end of this year. But I don't have like I straighten my hair in the winter, or I straighten my hair every 3 months. Like, I just straighten my hair when I feel like it. And I've been enjoying my natural hair in its kinky curly state, so I haven't really wanted to straighten it. All right, her third question is, what is your favorite country you have visited? So I have traveled, not a lot, but still I've been blessed to travel and see different parts of the world. I have been to Mexico twice. I have been to the Bahamas. I've been to Haiti. I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to Costa Rica, the UK. I have been to France. But I would say, out of all the places that I have been, I would have to say Costa Rica. Costa Rica for sure is probably my favorite place, and then I would say Haiti is a close second. Costa Rica is beautiful, It is so beautiful. I definitely recommend people traveling to Costa Rica if you have not been. I went zip lining. I went like turtle watching. We went to the beach like late at night. Well, not late at night, but it was dark. And we watched turtles, mama turtles, literally like come up on the shore, dig their nest, lay their eggs, put all the dirt and stuff back into their nest, and then go back to the ocean all at night. That was freaking amazing. We also stayed at this really nice like resort with like hot springs. It wasn't like natural hot springs, it was man-made, and I wish we could have done the natural hot springs, but we did that. There's just so much to do in Costa Rica, and I definitely want to go back. I went with my best friend, by the way. And while we're on the topic of traveling, so I actually have 2 fun trips coming up this summer. So my brother is getting married, and he's getting married in Jamaica, and I have never been to Jamaica, and so I'm excited to go and be there with family and just relax and just be on the beach. Fun fact, I cannot swim. That's one of my goals, is to learn how to swim so that way I can like actually like get in the pool, and well, I get in it, but I just stand, I don't swim. And so I can actually like get in the ocean and like swim. I don't know. But my second trip is the one I'm probably most excited for, because I've been wanting to go to this country for the past like 10 years. And I will be going to Colombia. I'm going to be going to Cartagena, and I'm going to be going to Medellin. I would love to go to Cali, but I don't know, we just don't have enough time. So I already know that I want to go back, and I'm gonna try to go back to Cali. I want to go all over. I want to see the rest of Latin America. I want to go to Africa. I want to go like within Africa. I want to go to Egypt. I want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Ghana. I want to go to Kenya. I want to go to South Africa. I want to go to Madagascar. Basically the whole continent, pretty much. Definitely want to go back to Europe. Want to go to Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece. Oh, and Asia, of course. Definitely want to go to Asia. So while I'm childless, I'm definitely going to take advantage of traveling for sure. So back to hair related question. I had a question on Instagram from one of my cousins, Isley. Hey, if you're watching this, but probably not. But anyways, he asked me, how do I control my hair? And the real honest answer is that I don't. I do not control my hair. My hair, she controls me.
Like control.
She controls me. I don't control her. I try to control her, and then she's like, nah, we doing things my way. That's what she does. But no, in all realness, my hair does control me, because I try to listen to my hair. I know a lot of times we have this regimen that every week I'm gonna do this, or every other week I'm gonna do that. Every other week I'm going to do a protein treatment. Every other week I'm going to shampoo. Every other week I'm going to co-wash. Like, we have like kind of a regimen, but my regimen is very flexible, because what I want to do is I want to listen to my hair. Like, it may be time for me to do a clay wash to my hair, but my hair is like super dry. I might think, maybe I won't do my clay wash, even though that's what's scheduled for this wash day. Maybe I will just do a co-wash because my hair feels really dry. Yeah, my hair controls me. As far as like controlling frizz and stuff, I feel like with natural hair, especially if you're in the type 4 category, you're gonna get frizz. Like, that's inevitable. Yes, you definitely can simmer it down a little bit. And for me, that's just making sure that your hair is moisturized, making sure that you're deep conditioning, making sure that you're using moisturizing products, that you also have a good balance of protein as well. All right, so getting back into personal life. So I mentioned that I went to college. So I went to the University of Georgia, go Dogs. And if you're like, what is the University of Georgia? We're the school that has the football team that likes to get to championship games, whether it's like the national championship or the SEC championship, which is like our conference. We like to go to these games and win by a lot for a majority of the game, and then at the end give the game away and be like, here you go, we don't want to win, we was just playing. Yeah, that's the school that I went to. But anyways, I went there, I studied accounting, got my bachelor's in accounting, also got my master's in accounting, so I am what you call a double dog. I currently work in the field that I studied, so I am using my accounting degrees. I will say college was a very interesting experience for me, just because where I grew up, it's very diverse. Like, I went to school with people whose families were like literally all over the place. We all just like got along. There's really no issues at school. We all hung out with each other. We all got along. Like, of course there were like some little cliques here and there, but for the most part, you know, everyone got along. And then I go to the University of Georgia, where the population of Black people is like 8%. Yeah, and a lot of the people that go to school at the University of Georgia are like from rural Georgia, like South Georgia, or like up in the mountains where they aren't too used to diversity. And so that is very much so reflected in like interactions at school. Athens, which is the town in which UGA is located, is known like for their bars. On the weekends, the bars would be packed, but they would have these rules that they would have as far as like who could get in and stuff. And so like some of the bars, like a guy can't wear earrings, and we all know that it's going to be men of color typically that wear earrings, and they're like, no, you can't wear earrings, you can't wear hats, you can't wear like Timbs, like all this stuff. You know, some Black men, some men of color are known to wear, even though baseball hat or like a hat, I feel like is one of those things that's super universal, but I feel like they were only applying that rule to Black men. I've had to fuss out some bouncers a few times. The racism that I experienced for sure was in college. Not to knock my time at UGA, like I had a good time, but unfortunately there's a lot of people with that mindset that I went to school with. So another fun and I feel like interesting fact about me is that my dad's side of the family, we actually have a funeral home. It's called Eberhart and Son Mortuary in Winder, Georgia. And it was originally started by my grandfather. So my grandfather is the Eberhart, and then my dad also worked there, so he's the son. And it was like founded in the 1950s, so we already know what was going on in the 1950s in the US, especially here in Georgia. So the fact that like my family like owned their own business in Georgia is really, 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 really awesome. I have thought about going and getting my mortuary license, which I feel like I will, just because so 6 years ago my dad passed away, and right now the funeral home is being run by my stepmom, my brother, and my sister. But then, and also one of my cousins, but it's like, you know, after that, like who's gonna keep the legacy going? And that's something that's really important to me. Since my grandfather and my father are no longer here, I want to keep their legacy going. And so I have planned to go to mortuary school. We're gonna see how this goes because I get queasy when it comes to like blood and stuff, which is why I did not become a doctor. My family was like, oh, you're so smart, you should, you know, be a lawyer or a doctor. I already knew being a doctor was not for me. I don't like getting shots. I don't like needles. I gotta turn my head. I get queasy when I see like lots of blood. Like, just thinking about it is just making my stomach do backflips. That's just not for me. And as a mortician, you kind of are like a doctor for the deceased. And so yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. You get your license to be a funeral director and also an embalmer. So I probably will try to get my license for both, but just not being a practicing embalmer and just be a funeral director and just help the family business run day to day. But as far as embalming anybody, nope, that's not for me. But I think it's important to, you know, keep my family's legacy going for years and years and years to come. So a little hobby that I've been trying to get into that I really haven't been practicing very much is baking. I want to be that grandma that when you come to the house to visit, like, you already know that grandma gonna have cookies, cake, cupcakes, pies, like just all kinds of stuff ready to spoil her grandchildren. Like, that's the type of grandma that I want to be. So I've learned how to cook like or bake chocolate chip cookies from scratch. And so I want to move into cakes, especially like red velvet. Red velvet is my favorite type of cake. I also want to make like a nice, like a mean lemon cake, a mean pound cake. That is something that I've gotten into. When I made my cookies, they turned out pretty damn good, if I say so myself. To my own horn here, but yeah, they turned out really good. So that's like one of the things, one of the skills that I am trying to perfect in 2019. So when I was in high school, I took Spanish all 4 years of high school. When I was in college, I actually minored in Spanish. And so I was like pretty decent at Spanish, like writing like 3-page essays and stuff in Spanish. I'm still pretty decent at it. I definitely, for the most part, understand it as long as you ain't using like a lot of slang. Like, I know some slang words, I know like some Mexican slang, and I know like some Colombian slang. I am interested in possibly taking classes, but at the same time I feel like I need more than just classes. Like, I need to just go and just like talk to someone in Spanish and just get into like conversational Spanish. Like, I have like all these lists of different routes that I want to take in life, but I'm thinking about teaching English in a foreign country, specifically a Latin American country, so that way I'm down there and like I'm immersed in Spanish, I'm immersed in the culture, and I'm like forced to speak Spanish. That is kind of something that I've been interested in doing, but I just got to get like a few ducks in a row before I like just pick up and just leave the country for like a year. But I would love to. I'm a ride or die fan of Georgia sports, even though we don't have the best track record. I am a big Hawks fan. I'm a Falcons fan, although football isn't necessarily my favorite, or at least professional football. I am a big UGA fan, obviously, because I went to the university. I'm a huge Braves fan. My grandma loved the Braves. Like, that was her thing. And my grandma actually lived with us. So I remember during the summer when I was out of school, I didn't have cable in my room, so I'd be downstairs in the living room watching TV with my grandma, and we'd be watching the Braves every day. every day they had a game, my grandma watched it and would yell at them and fuss at them and cuss at them when they weren't winning or they did something stupid. Oh, Atlanta United, they are like Atlanta's saving grace because they won the championship last year. They ended the curse of us not winning a championship since like 1996 or 94. I believe one of those years, that's when the Atlanta Braves won a championship, but other than that, we just get close and just be like, nah, we don't want it. The Falcons do it, UGA does it, the Hawks do it. Everyone does it. Alright y'all, so I hope that you all enjoyed this deep condition, chit chat, get to know me. Obviously you're not gonna know my whole life story, but I hope this just gave you like an insight on me as a person and makes me more relatable to know that like especially when it comes to natural hair, that I didn't always have natural hair. I didn't always know what I was doing, that this is more of a new thing for me since 2015. If you have any additional questions about me that you'd like to know, definitely leave them down in the comment section. I am going to put on my hot head per usual, deep condition. But as always y'all, I appreciate y'all so much for watching and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.